Hello, my loves. How are you? So, I wanted to talk a little bit about the full moon in Gemini with you since I didn't get the chance to do a video. It's a couple days later. I wanted to talk to you about this energy because it is kind of unusual in how it was going to hit you because we are actually about to have a huge shift of an energy coming in a couple of days. And that was kind of prepping us into some kind of spaces that we needed to sit in and feel low and be miserable and basically be stopped. I gave an energy update, but I think before the full moon to kind of let you know that we were going to be stopped. You were going to get real sad. You were going to get real down. You were not going to understand why you were crying and why you're feeling so emotional, even though really there's so much to cry and feel so emotional over. But inside your body, you probably were like, why am I acting this way? Why am I feeling this way? A lot of people were feeling really out of control with it. I even got 2 migraines. I haven't had migraines in 6 months, and 2 back to back, right with the full moon, which that was something too, though. I did go into my research and I went back into every Gemini moon I have a migraine. And that makes sense, because we're dealing in an arena that is really kind of checking out how much truth there is in our thoughts. I'm always talking about this, and I feel like I drive people crazy on it, but I'm Pisces, and but my Pisces rules my Gemini house. So I totally am a totally different way of processing the intellectualized ways that we can be. And basically, we're never really going to have satisfaction if we're only really staying in our minds. And our mind is where we can get fooled. You won't get fooled in your belly. Somebody cannot fool you in your belly, but they can fool you in your mind. They can totally get you thinking whatever they want you to believe. And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing in the world right now, where people are so just buying into what I think is total garbage. And I only have that perspective because I haven't watched news in like 20 years. So I'm just watching how changed people are and what they've become. But I'm just kind of sitting here from a far off perspective, just watching everyone's energy. And I'm kind of like, whoa, are you feeling the energy there though? But, it's kind of that thing where, especially even moving into 2020, we're really going to be accessing so much of our gut. And that's what's happening, where we're going to be having this switch over with the mainstream vibration, because people are going to be like, wait a minute, I've been following along what you told me. I've been buying into what you're telling me on the news, mainstream or whatever. It's all selling this thing that's owned by somebody who has really strong opinions and a lot of money. So are we really in alignment with these people is what you need to really be questioning. And right now I feel like we're just fighting everybody else who isn't in alignment with us. But as we kind of go through this energy, and especially after this is stopping us, it's to get our mental capacities stronger so that we aren't just buying into things so willy-nilly and taking it on because anybody's telling us. We always have the right to access things in our body and to see how they feel. It's kind of like what I told you with the sex trafficking, and like how there's some really good movies on it, but there was one and it talked about how there's like 26 million people who are being sold for sex, forced into sex, where another person is making money off of them. And like they'll be with like 30 men a day. And just the thought of 30 times 26 million people every day, it's something that so sent me into this other way of thinking. But how it hit me was that it made me realize that all those things that all the icky energy I used to always feel around men, a lot. I would always feel so icky around these men and women too, but I was always like, God, you're so bad. You're so judgmental. You're so critical. Something's wrong with you. Look at how sweet they are. Why would you even think something so negative? And like after watching those movies, I was like, oh my gosh, I can trust my body. I can trust those feelings. Those feelings were always like, ick. But something in me wanting to be like a healer and help people, I would actually give those people more attention, thinking, oh, they're so broken. Let me give them love. But getting this awareness really has changed my social personality. And but this awareness hit me, and now I'm like, whoa, I can trust my feelings. There's a lot of icky people doing really icky things out there, and no matter what you want to tell me, and no matter how you want to convince me, I'm gonna feel the truth in you. And that whole thing was for you guys, but that's what you guys are going to be rising into in 2020. No matter what you're going to tell me or try to gaslight me or try to manipulate me or try to make me out to be an idiot because I'm standing up for myself and saying no or whatever, you guys are going to stop falling for that. You're going to stop going, oh, maybe there's something wrong with me. Oh, they all, even like I've always had this thing that I would tell you about. I would always even like I lived right next door to the oldest running sweat lodge in the East Bay when I lived there a decade ago. And the shaman who lived there, the moment I met him, my body said no. It was just like that. I turned around to meet him because he called out to me, and I just heard no. And I didn't understand what that meant because he had so many beautiful students and he was doing all this beautiful work and he had all this beautiful talk about all this spiritual stuff, and was a shaman and well respected, and then later on in life, or a year or so later, I found out that he actually had this sexually transmitted disease and gave it to everybody and would do things. He would say that he would have sex with you to raise your kundalini, and it turned out to be this kind of big scam where he just did like these really hurtful things to these women, and it's kind of like that thing how like the year I lived next door to him, I constantly felt that way about him. And I tossed and turned over it every day. I felt so much shame and like, what is wrong with me for thinking so bad about this person? Look at all these people who respect and love him. Look at this huge following, And it was kind of like, I remember when I got to see the other side of that, I was like, oh my gosh, I can trust my gut. But this is the thing with us learning to trust our guts, which is what this energy is starting for us with this full moon, actually releasing our hold on the mental manipulation and people being able to get us, so that we are actually accessing our gut to find out how we really feel about this, or what's really going on, or what's going on behind that mask. So this is going to be getting a lot stronger in you guys. And even like in next week's readings, I was like, whoa, look at everybody roaring. And I kept in every reading, I was encouraging you. I'm like, yes, get it out. Say it. Don't worry about the gaslighters. Don't worry about the people trying to shut you down. You have these feelings. You have this stuff. You need to bring it out. So we're really kind of moving into a really empowering time. But as we end this year, it's going to be really digging up a lot. It's going to be bringing up a lot. There's a lot of memories that should be coming that are they'll just have you feeling really sad because you wished you would have done it better. You wished you would have been more conscious. And that's the big journey of life. We're always going to be experiencing this. I kind of can't even believe choices I made in the last couple months that now I'm like, how could you have made that decision? How could you have not seen that was just you not valuing yourself? And that's life, and the whole point is for us not to beat ourselves up, but to realize there is an art to all of this and all the things that are coming to the surface and that we're thinking about again, and the new perspectives that are coming to our life that are actually changing our path. This is where we need to be. It is going to bring a lot of change. You're going to notice everybody kind of going through change, but we're really kind of having something coming up soon that's going to be a flipping, and where we are actually going in opposite directions from each other, but where we're going full speed ahead into a new direction. So this means that we'll be leaving people. This means that some things will be ending. New paths are starting. But it's all based on the information that's coming when we start this process of the stop, as I put it, by what Mercury, or by what Gemini, by what the full moon in Gemini is starting for us. But I'm going to stop now to keep with my 10-minute goal. And I have the full moon readings that are going to be launching real soon. I don't know when this video is finally going to be launched. The whole time I was doing it, it kept showing me that the wireless was going out. So we'll see how long it takes to load. Okay. But I love you, and I'll be talking to you soon, and I have a new website. Go check it out, earthwalkwithkv.com. Is good. Okay, bye.